Hey everyone, welcome back to Titans Talk, the series dedicated to DC Universe's Titans. So another Friday, yet another episode of Titans, and this Friday we saw the premiere of episode number 4 called Doom Patrol. Now, if you've been watching this series, you know that I've kind of had a very up and down relationship with Titans so far. There was sort of a mediocre episode, a really big upswing in episode number 2 that I loved a lot. Episode 3 was back into the downswing. Now we're into episode 4, and we are back into an upswing where actually I like this episode a lot. We get introduced to a lot of interesting characters and finally a good amount of Beast Boy, but I'm going to get to that in just a minute. First, let's go ahead and get into the story of the episode. Now, episode 4, Doom Patrol, is very much the parallel as well as the polar opposite of episode number 2, Hawk and Dove. The reason I say that is because it shifts very much the focus to being Raven and Beast Boy, whereas episode 2 is pretty much the focus of Raven and Robin, and kind of excluded those other characters. This episode very much did that. Robin and Starfire are in this episode, just not a whole lot, or at least in a very intriguing and fun kind of way. But they're very much focused on Raven and Beast Boy here. So essentially what happens in the episode is Beast Boy happens upon Raven in the woods and takes her to what I'm going to call the Doom Mansion, where she gets introduced to Robot Man, the Chief, Negative Man, and Elastigirl, not to be confused with the Incredibles Elastigirl. Now, I think the Doom Patrol was actually a lot of fun. I think they each had a really kind of interesting or unique introduction, whether it be through kind of music or something associated with music, just their sort of fun nature or their otherwise creepy and kind of strange nature that we don't really get to see a lot of in a lot of comic book sort of series or shows, movies, whatever you want to call it these days. So each character definitely had a unique sort of introduction, which I thought was kind of cool. The weird thing is that they're going to be getting their own spin-off show here shortly, also on DC Universe. It's kind of bold for Titans, a series that's in its premiere season, in only the 4th episode, to sort of kickstart another series that's going to be premiering on the same platform. It's extremely bold, but it just might work. These characters are very unique, and they very much reminded me of like a ragtag group, very similar to like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen type of thing, where they're all just sort of odd, but somehow it just comes together and works through some weird connection to each other or some common cause and weirdness about it. So I'm really looking forward to what Doom Patrol is going to have to offer. I don't know if the Chief is necessarily going to be coming back and sort of having a big introduction and play with them based on what happened in this episode, but mostly what I'm looking forward to is going to be Robot Man, voiced by Brendan Fraser, as well as Matt Bomer's voiced Negative Man. Both of those seem like they had a lot of fun, interesting things that I really look forward to seeing in the Doom Patrol series. Now, in terms of acting, I think that the highlights definitely were the Doom Patrol, as I mentioned previously, with highlights being Brendan Fraser's Robot Man and Matt Bomer's Negative Man. Everyone else is pretty okay. I mean, we sort of delve into everyone's backgrounds a tiny bit, but of course, because this is going to be sort of teasing another series, they'll probably delve into it deeper there, get a tiny little bit of background information, just sort of by word of mouth about each one, but not necessarily going too deep. Again, I think they're saving it for the Doom Patrol series, but it's enough to whet the palate to be able to get you interested in wanting to actually go and watch it. Now, in terms of other acting in the episode, I think that the other big standout here has to be Ryan Potter's Beast Boy, aka Gar. Now, he actually was a member of the Doom Patrol in the comic series, as well as in this premiere episode. He is a part of that family. They actually were able to portray that pretty well, in my opinion. So I actually think he was very charismatic, very fun. I actually liked him a lot. I had a lot of concerns going in because we have barely seen him at all in these past 3 episodes, but finally we got a great live-action version of Beast Boy that seems very innocent and naive and fun, charismatic, but I feel like he still has that sensibility of being able to stand up to something that he feels is wrong and sort of take action. This one, it kind of falls flat a little bit because it doesn't quite go as planned, but I feel like he's going to be a good Beast Boy. I really hope to see him more in the future. Now, in terms of my concerns for Beast Boy, it has to be that he has this go-to of turning into the tiger. Nothing wrong with that. He says it's his favorite animal, so I got to give him the benefit of the doubt there. But I feel like we've seen him as the tiger now twice, or at least somewhat morphing from the tiger. His name is Beast Boy, so hopefully he's going to be more than just a tiger at some point. Bird, bear, I don't really know, but hopefully we get to see him as something else, and he really gets to take on that Beast Boy name rather than just Tiger Boy. I actually really did quite enjoy this episode. I think the biggest letdown for me personally was the CG though. The CG in this series isn't quite the best, and sometimes it can kind of take you out of the episode if you're watching it and it just doesn't look right. Now, CG is something that's really tough because a lot of these characters actually very much depend on it, whether it be Elastigirl when she's sort of like in this morphing mode thing, like sort of, I don't even want to call it melting that she's had in this episode. Beast Boy's transformation into the tiger. They're very reliant on that CG. So having it not quite polished or having it look strange just kind of takes you out of the episode and doesn't make it feel quite as fantastic as we actually wanted to see it. But I still like it a lot. It sort of has a quirky charm to it, which continues to bring me back to the series. And hopefully it'll continue to be polished over time. Again, it's just the premiere season, but even with some series, that CG has been a little bit more polished than what this one has to offer. The other negative that I have for this episode is that we barely get to see the team come together. We barely even get the Titans necessarily. Yes, it is their show, but they spent so much time focusing on building another show in the 4th episode that they kind of forgot about the rest of the team that they're trying to establish here and sort of just shoehorn them in to get this other introduction of another show in there. So I feel like they really need to bring them together, and based on the title and sort of preview of the next episode, they are actually going to be able to get them to come together and actually be the team of Titans rather, not Teen Titans, and actually work together and have to fight a common cause. So based on that, I'm actually really looking forward to that. I hope that they are able to continue this upswing and not have that weird sort of thing where the odd episodes are really bad, but the even episodes are really good, kind of like the Star Trek movie curse. Overall, I think that the episode was actually one of the best, if not the best episodes so far. It is kind of up for debate considering that we're only 4 episodes deep. It's not saying a lot, but hopefully they'll just continue to get better and better and go full steam ahead. But this episode had a lot of great things. It had great humor. It had great use of music throughout the episode. I really liked that about this episode. Great introductions to characters, and they simultaneously built 2 sort of series at the same time using only 1 episode, which is actually pretty impressive. And for that reason, the overall grade that I'm going to give episode 4 of Titans, titled Doom Patrol, the grade of an A. To be honest, I just hope that they continue to make better and better episodes and don't suffer from the curse of having occasional good episodes and then we just sort of end up with a mediocre season. I still feel like they should have just released everything at the same time and just made it way easier for those of us who want to binge watch and be able to get through to the actual good stuff and the meat of the episode, considering that a lot of premiere seasons struggle in those first 3 to 5 or 1 to 5 episodes, I would say. They tend to struggle to get up and going. So I really hope that this series finally has its legs underneath it and can start running and walking. But we'll see as only time will tell with each episode. But other than that, that's all I have for now for this episode of Titans Talk. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have seen the episode, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Did you like the episode? Did you not? Are you looking forward to Doom Patrol? Let me know. Also, be sure to check out the rest of my episodes of Titans Talk on my channel. There will be an option to pick them in just a minute here. But I really do appreciate it. That's all I have for now, and I hope to see you for next week's episode of Titans Talk called Together. Hopefully that will be able to continue, and we'll be able to get to see the team all together again. But that's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.